Hi everyone, welcome to another video of NS Pharma. In today's video, we are going to study some important multiple choice questions for GPAT. These questions are also important for the pharmacist who is preparing for government pharmacist exam, drug inspector, drug analyst, NIPER and other pharmacist competitive exam. This series will be subject wise. First question is, digitalis preparations are contraindicated with. Digitalis preparations are contraindicated with. Options are lignocaine hydrochloride, option B dobutamine, option C calcium containing nutrients, and the last option that is thiazide diuretics. Digitalis preparations are contraindicated with. The correct answer for this question is option D, that is thiazide diuretics. Thiazide diuretics. Digitalis preparations are contraindicated along with thiazide diuretics. Why? Because thiazide diuretics will cause hypokalemia and this may precipitate or this can precipitate digitalis arrhythmias. Why digitalis preparations are contraindicated with thiazide diuretics? Thiazide diuretics causes hypokalemia. This may precipitate digitalis arrhythmias. Okay. Now we are moving to the next question. Question number 2. Which is the main side effects of penicillin? Which is the main side effect of penicillin? Options are hypersensitivity. Option B, diarrhea. Option C, skin rashes, and option D, nephrotoxicity. Which is the main side effect of penicillin? The correct answer for this question is option A, hypersensitivity. Especially penicillin G causes hypersensitivity reactions. Okay. Now we are moving to the third question. Question number 3. Which one of these is a insoluble sulfur drug? Which one of these is a insoluble sulfur drug? Options are sulfadiazine, option B sulfamethoxazole, option C phthalate sulfathiazole, option D mefenide. Which one of these is a insoluble sulfur drug? The correct answer for this question is option C, that is phthalate sulfathiazole. Another example for insoluble sulfur drug or insoluble sulfonamide is succinyl sulfathiazole. Okay, succinyl sulfathiazole. This one phthalate sulfathiazole. These two are insoluble sulfur drug. Since these drugs are insoluble, they will stay in the GI tract or gastrointestinal tract for long time. So they are also known as gut active sulfonamides. Okay, why? Because they are staying inside the GIT for long period because of their insolubility nature. So they are called gut active sulfonamides. They are insoluble. Examples are phthalate sulfathiazole and succinyl sulfathiazole. Okay. Question number 4. Choose one appropriate therapeutic use for imipramine. Choose one appropriate therapeutic use for imipramine. We know imipramines are coming under the class antidepressant. Okay. Options are insomnia, option B epilepsy, option C bedwetting in children, option D mania. One appropriate therapeutic use for imipramine. We studied imipramine under antidepressant drug. Okay, but it has also got another treatment or another therapeutic use. That is, the correct answer here is option C, bedwetting in children. Imipramine can be used for preventing bedwetting in children. Question number 5. Colchicine is used mainly to treat. What is the purpose of colchicine? Options are gout, option B arthritis, option C diabetes, option D carcinoma. Okay, in which of the following condition colchicine is used? The correct answer is option A, gout. In gout we can use colchicine. Here in this slide you can see the drugs which is used for the gout, for acute gout as well as for the chronic gout or hyperuricemia. That is, the uric acid levels are high in case of gout. The drug using for acute gout are NSAIDs, that is non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like indomethacin, then diclofenac, all the things, then colchicine, then corticosteroids. These are the drug which is used for acute gout. NSAIDs, colchicine and corticosteroids. For the chronic gout we have two categories. One is uricosuric, that is they will increase the excretion of uric acid through urine, that is uricosuric. Examples are probenecid, then sulfenpyrazone. Probenecid, sulfenpyrazones are coming under uricosuric. Another class of drug that is useful for the chronic gout or hyperuricemia is synthesis inhibitor or uric acid synthesis inhibitor. That is, example is allopurinol. Allopurinol is a uric acid synthesis inhibitor. Now we are moving to the next question. Question number 6. Drug of choice in syphilis is. Drug of choice in syphilis is. Options are cephalosporin, option B penicillin, option C sulfonamide, option D tetracycline. Which one of these is the drug of choice in case of syphilis? The correct answer is penicillin. Penicillin is the drug of choice in syphilis. Next question, question number 7. Vitamin K is associated with. Vitamin K is associated with. Options are pellagra, option B nerves, option C hemoglobin concentration, option D blood clotting. This is a simple question. Vitamin K is associated with. Correct answer is blood clotting. Vitamin K is associated with blood clotting. Question number 8. Terbutaline has a preference on a particular receptor. Identify the receptor. Terbutaline has a particular preference to a receptor. Identify that receptor. Options A alpha, option B alpha 1, option C beta 1, option D beta 2. Okay, terbutaline. Terbutaline is useful in case of asthma. We know that. This one is a bronchodilator. Okay, terbutaline is a bronchodilator as like salbutamol. That is, terbutaline is acting on bronchial smooth muscles. The receptor found in the bronchial smooth muscles are beta 2 receptors. Okay, so terbutaline has a particular receptor preference, that is beta 2 receptor. The correct answer is beta 2. Option D is the correct answer. Next question, question number 9. Aminocaproic acid is used mainly as. Aminocaproic acid is used mainly as. Options are antileptic, option B antihistaminic, option C systemic hemostatic, option D plasma expander. What is the use of aminocaproic acid? Aminocaproic acid is a systemic hemostatic. That is, option C is the correct answer. It is used to control bleeding. Okay, it is a hemostatic, systemic hemostatic, aminocaproic acid. Last question. The hypnotic dose of barbiturates. Options are act mainly on cerebral cortex, option B act on brainstem, option C act on hypothalamus, and option D act on entire central nervous system. The hypnotic dose of barbiturates. The correct answer is option A, that is act mainly on the cerebral cortex. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you understood these questions and their answer. If you have any query regarding these questions, you can ask in the comment section, and if you like this video, please make thumbs up and also subscribe the channel if you didn't subscribe until now, and press the bell button so that you will get the notification whenever I upload new videos.